Okay, so I talked about 626. I don't know how many times, because, well, I'll just show you here. I knew something big was going to happen on 626, and it did, I guess, with the gay marriage and all that. So what I talked about was that I had a video about Ramona Quimby and Baron Munchausen or whatever, and there was a ton of 262 and 62 and 2 6s, and there's a ton of it involved in all of this. So anyway, the gay marriage thing definitely has to do with Back to the Future 2, which was from 2000. They went to 2015. But anyway, September 19th was the day I put the video up. September 19th is the 262nd day of the year. I got my first copyright strike on March 15th. September 19th to March 15th is 177 days. 626, the day that the gay marriage thing was passed, is the 177th day of the year. Then I got a copyright strike on June 8th. So why they spread them out, I have no idea. They wanted me to realize the 262, I think. And I made a video on that. But so anyway, let's go. September 19th to March 15th, the Ides of March, 177 days. Like I said, 177th day, 626. September 9th to June 8th, the second copyright strike I got, is 262 days. And then September 19th is the 262nd day. March 15th to June 8th is 85 days. Kind of like in Back to the Future. In Back to the Future, Part 2, it starts out on October 26th in 1985. So 85 significant. September 19th is also 9/19. And if you flip it, it's 616 or phi. And phi is compared to 666. And then also March 15th to, that's supposed to say June 8th. June 8th is 103 days. And 103 is the 27th prime. 27 years ago was 1988. The speed that they have to use in time travel and whatnot. So just pointing all that out. I know it's a lot. It seems like a lot. But it all coincides. Just check out all these 2 6s. And before I get too far, I want to correct this. It's actually June 26th. So March 15th, the first time I got copyright struck, to 626 is 103 days. So anyway, I'm just going to start it off kind of here, and I'll explain all these 2 6s and just a ton of numbers that all go together. There's so much, and it all goes together. I'm sorry if I don't organize it as well as I should. I really tried. I have a huge notebook here, but it's just, it all goes together, and it's so hard to make it flow, I guess. To me, I mean, I'm just struggling with it. So anyway, the first thing I noticed about this movie, Back to the Future, it came out in 1989. Now, remember, Queen Elizabeth is 89 years old this year. So here we go. 8/9, August 9th, is the 221st day. The 222 is the 52nd day. So all this goes back to 52 and 62 for whatever the reason. There's just tons of it. 5/2, the day Princess Charlotte was born, is the 122nd day. And I'll get into that later. But just know that it's the mirror of 221 and 122 are mirrors. So 5/2 is 122nd day. 221 is 52nd day. 239 is the 52nd prime. So, I mean, it's like 923. It's also the 239th year of the United States on 8/2, not July 4th, 8/2. There was just in the news about Taylor Swift and Apple, and she wouldn't give her CD to Apple because she didn't want to work for free or whatever. Taylor Swift adds up to 168, but her album was called 1989. Go figure. She was also in the movie Valentine's Day, and I've said all of this goes back to Lupercalia and Valentine's Day and everything else. But anyway, so Taylor Swift, 168. Queen Elizabeth II also adds up to 168. And also 1989 was 26 years ago. So here's a 2-6, one that I'm talking about, and there's plenty more. Before I move on, I just want to show this album here, Taylor Swift. It actually was released on October 27th, so it's one day after the Back to the Future day. But anyway, also if you convert it to if this was Julian and you convert it to Gregorian, it's November 9th, 11/9. And there is 52 days left until the end of the year on that day. Also wanted to point out Taylor Swift was born in Reading, Pennsylvania. That's where they got Reading Railroad in Monopoly. But it says approximately halfway between Philadelphia and Harrisburg. I really just wanted to point out the population that it says here. 89,893. There's 289s just in the population. And I know this can change, so just interesting though. 89. She has the album 1989. It's all to do with the 26. And also the area code is 610 and 484. Obama was born in 61, and he was born on 8/4. And look at the mirrors, 48 and 84. So just kind of interesting. Also wanted to re-show this that has to do with the 52s and the 626s. So 221 plus 122. So 52nd day plus 5/2 is 122nd day equals 6/26, the day that gay marriage was made legal. But anyway, so Back to the Future. Let's go back to Back to the Future. Let's go back to Back to the Future. Ha, crazy. So this movie started out on October 26th, 1985. And then they go to October 21st, 2015 to help his kids or whatever. And it gets crazy. They have to go back way back to 55 again. But basically, the whole point is to get back to October 26th, 1985. Okay, there we go. If I can get back to this page. So October 26th, 1985. Before I even go into that, I want to point out November 22nd, 1989 is when this movie came out. And November 22nd, I've been talking about the 923 and 922, 923, and 924. They're all significant. 923 has been shown a lot. Oh, let's scroll down here. So all of this deals with Lupercalia is what I'm getting at. So Lupercalia is a Roman festival where they basically like sacrifice a wolf or a dog or whatever. But anyway, 213 through 215 is the dates of it. And so I believe that the 923 they've been foreshadowing, it also has to do with these other days too, 922, 923, and 924. And if you, on the old Roman calendar, like I talked in my last video, it's also 1122, 1123, and 1124. So, and Michael Jordan had a ton of 922 around him. And this movie came out on 1122. So just pointing that out, I found that very interesting. I mean, you could also convert these to the Julian calendar, which that's where you get the 10-6 and the whatever, the 105, the 106, and the 107. But I'll get to that later. It all, like I said, it all goes together. It's hard to put together because there's just so much information. But anyway, like I said, October 26th, 1985. So 1985 was Queen Elizabeth's 33rd year as queen. Huge, huge, huge. She was born on 4/21, and the 421 is the 82nd prime number. 1982 is 33 years ago, and 1933 is 82 years ago. So it's all to do, 85 has to do with the 33rd year of the Queen. And then, like I said, 82 was 33 years ago, 33 was 82 years ago, 82 will be the 239th anniversary of the United States. And you write it like this, it's 23/9 in England, and then 9/23 in the U.S. The word gay equals 33. Fags equals 33. Queer equals 66, which is 33 and 33. So what does this all have to do with gay marriage? Okay, San Francisco. That is what I think about when I think of gay people. I think San Francisco, I think of the greenest and gayest place on earth, right? I mean, I'm not making fun of anyone. That's what I think. When I think of San Francisco, I think gay people and I think hybrid cars and green. Well, green is a 49 word. 49 we've talked about significantly, I mean, a ton of times, whatever, and then you think of gay people. Well, San Francisco is even on the 122nd degree west or whatever. Also, I'll just bring it up here. San Francisco adds up to 122. Pope Francis adds up to 122. He's the 266th Pope, and he's coming to the United States on 9/23. 9/23 is the 266th day of the year. Also, if you write 266 out as or the day that gay marriage was legalized was 6. Man, I can't even do it here. 6/26. But if you write it how they write it in Europe, it's 26-6, like 266. And the best part, 6/26 to the day in Back to the Future in 1985 when it all started. We're trying to get back to 1985. It's 122 days away. And San Francisco was also founded yesterday or today, depending, 239 years ago. So San Francisco is 239 years old. 6/26 to 9/23 is 89 days, just like I talked about before. 89. And then 9/23 U.S. is 23/9 Europe, so 239. And 8/27 is the 239th day. So 6/26 to 8/27, 66 days. Oh, and then the Back to the Future day, 10/26. Like I said, 122 days away from 6/26. There are 66 days left until the end of the year. Even if you add up June 26th in Pythagorean gematria, it adds up to 66. And I made a video a while back about American Pharoah, the horse, winning the Triple Crown. He had tons of 52s around him, but he won it on 6-6. And what's even more interesting about that is Biff on Back to the Future. So Biff steals the sports almanac, and he goes back and he wins all of his money off of a horse race in 1958. And Biff won it on his 21st birthday, which was 3/26/1958. He was born on 3/26/1937. Interesting, because the last time that a horse won the Triple Crown was 37 years ago. And Biff was born in 37. And he wins on 3/26/1958. 3/26 is the 85th day of the year, right? Remember, it's all about 85, the Queen, whatever, talked about it. But look, 58, 85. So 3/26 is the 85th day. The 85th day in 58, the mirrors, 58, 85. Also, this day is 27 years, 214 days before 10/26/1985, the day that the movie actually started in. 27, I talked about that earlier. I believe it was 27 is 27 years away from 1988. It's a 27 year, 214, Valentine's Day. So the Queen's reign started on 2/6/1952. She turned 26 on 4/21 of 1952 as well. She was coronated as queen on 6/2, 62 years ago. She was born in 1926. 2/6 to the Back to the Future day, 10/6, is 262 days apart. Give me a break. The Queen turned 62 in 1988. 88, totally associated with Back to the Future, the speed. 10/26 Julian is 11/8 Gregorian. 11/8, 88. 62nd year, her 62nd year as queen was 2014. So last year, 2000, and she was 88 years old, but 2014 is 26 years after 1988. And then her Jubilee year was 2/6/2002, or 2/6 of 2. And that's a crazy year because her sister, her only sibling, died 3 days after this date. And then her mom died exactly 49 days later. And then they were both buried on 4/9, April 9th. I mean, that is just strange. Also, 2/6 is the 37th day of the year, and 3/7 is the 66th day of the year. 2 6s. Also, in Back to the Future 2, the clock, it stops at 10:04, which is significant. I'll talk about that in a second, but 10:04. The hands are on 10 and 1 then. 1, 10, and then 1. So it'd be 101. 101 is the 26th prime number. And I think I figured this part out. I can't believe I never thought of it before. But so the Jaws 19 and the Jaws E-Team, I'll just play the clip here. Jaws comes out and eats him, right? And then it flashes over to the black guy, the mayor, Goldie Wilson III. But originally, his grandpa was the mayor in 1985, right? So, I mean, it's just kind of funny because it's a black guy controlling this town or whatever. It's kind of like Obama, right? Foreshadowing the black president. So, Goldie Wilson adds up to 144. You know, we have Obama's the 44th president. April 4th, like 4/4, adds up to 144. The word 44 adds up to 144. The 144th prime number is 827. Just like I talked about before, 827, August 27th is the 239th day of the year. And notice in Jewish gematria, it adds up to 1204, kind of like 12/4, December 4th. And if you take Obama's birthday to December 4th, it's 122 days. Also, now I'm thinking about it, just going back to the 85 and the 33 and all that, 122 days is 4 months exactly, and there's 12 months in a year, so that would mean that 4 months is 1/3 of a year. And look, there it comes up, I guess. 1/3 is 0.333333, you know, with a line over it or whatever. So interesting. But I want to get back here to the shark part, right? So the shark, he gets scared of the shark, but remember in I Pet Goat, the shark on the chalkboard? Yeah, right here in I Pet Goat 2, there's the shark on the board. So definitely a shark reference. And then I've talked about all this other stuff before. Obama, George Bush actually turns into Obama. It's like in between 105, which is, I'll eventually talk about that. Like I said, it's just so, there's so much. But I'll just keep playing it here so you can see it. Oh, it kind of skipped. I'll go back here. It's like right in between, but there's the shark there, and then we've so Marty gets ate by the shark or the fake shark or whatever. And I just find it kind of interesting that there's all these shark attacks in North Carolina. I mean, North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, right? So Michael Jordan, is from North Carolina. Tons of North Carolina stuff I've talked about. Just, I mean, crazy. It's all about the 52 and whatnot. I know it's off of the 62 thing. I mean, this dude, he's happy. He's happy that he got bit by a shark, it looks like. I mean, it's just, who knows? I mean, whatever, he's probably just happy he's alive, maybe. But just come on, you're really smiling that much after you got bit by a shark. I don't know. That's just kind of weird. But yeah, just pointing that out, I guess. So it's in Back to the Future, the shark, and then they got the shark on the iPet goat. And then also to go with the Goldie thing with Obama, so 10-4, that's when it stops, right? 10-4, there's 88 days left until the end of the year. Also, 10-4 is the very last day of the Julian calendar in 1582, which is 400, it will be 433 years ago. And 433 is the 84th prime. So, like I said, Obama born on 8-4. 10-4 on Gregorian. On the Roman calendar was 8-4. But then when the calendar starts over, they actually to the Gregorian. So basically what I'm saying is the last day of the Julian calendar was 10-4. But then they skipped over 11 days and they started the Gregorian calendar on 10-15. Which is 77 days left until the end of the year. And I've seen a decent amount of the number 105, and I'm assuming maybe this has to do with it's like the new beginning of the after 10-4, right? I mean, I know it does go to 10-15, but 105 would technically be the same day. And this year it would be the same day. And I'll just point a few of them out here. So, Bush turns into Obama on iPet Goat at 105, 104, 105. I mean, it's really close. It's hard to tell. 105. Gay marriage adds up to 105. 10-5 is also 922. So this would be the Gregorian date. This would be the Julian date. So 922 I've talked about with dealing with Lupercalia and going along with the 923. And then the Queen's birthday is 421. 421 to 8-4, Obama's birthday, 105 days apart. So 10-15 also makes perfect sense. So there's 77 days left on 10-15. Also my brother's birthday, kind of weird. But anyway, so 6/26, the gay marriage day. It's the 177th day with 188 left. And 7/7, like 77, is the 188th day with 177 left. So just want to point out some significant days with 177. 5/2, the Princess Charlotte's birthday, 52, whatever. 2, the Back to the Future day is 10/26, 177 days. 10/26 to the Queen's birthday, 177 days. The Queen's birthday to 10-15 that I just talked about with the Gregorian and Julian calendar, 177 days. The 88th day of the year to 9/22, like I said, the beginning of the 9/23 and all that, 177 days. Only 2 days, if you add them up like this, like spell them out, only 2 of them add up to 177. August 4th, Obama's birthday, 177. June 13th, 177. But June 13th, 52 days before Obama's birthday. Also, the Queen's birthday, 421 to 6/26. I forgot to include this. It's 66 days away. And then the Queen's birthday to 7/7, the 188th day, the mirrors here, is 77 days. Like I said, I'm going to eventually get to the Philadelphia stuff. But Philadelphia is called the City of Brotherly Love. Brotherly Love adds up to 177. So then you had the Amtrak train in Philly. It was train 188. So like I said, the mirror of the 177 or whatever, 6/26, 177th day. And then 188 left, 7/7, 188 day with 177 left. So they're mirror days. So where did it go? Amtrak was train 188. The 188th prime is 11/23. Very interesting. It's like 11/23, November 23rd. Same day JFK was shot. Or it could be 9/23, depending on what calendar they're using. And I'll go more into depth in this in later videos. It's more about Obama and JFK and how it goes together a little bit more. Valentine's Day to 810, the 222nd day, 222. That all has to do with this train crash. So just pointing it out, it's 188 days apart. November 12th adds up to 188. April 14th adds up to 188. The only 2 days that do that. November 12th there's 49 days left until the end of the year. Didn't really talk about why 49 was significant in this video, but it is. It's Revelation 49. It's all about Valentine's. I'll do it in the next piece. Maybe I'll just combine them. But yes, definitely about Valentine's and pie, and even associates with the Queen. Now that I really did some more research into it. But April 14th, 104th day, like 10-4, like the clock on Back to the Future. And honestly, I can't even believe I forgot this part. Dog, or Hillary Clinton, was born 10/26 also. So the same day as the Back to the Future day, Hillary Clinton was born. And I mean, she's 67 years old right now. Will be 68 this year. But interesting, she's born in Chicago. So Chicago associated with Bill Murray, Obama. But she's 67, and she was the 67th United States Secretary of State, and then born on the Back to the Future day. Her daughter just had a kid named Charlotte. I think it was born on I can't even remember, September. Yeah, so Chelsea Clinton's her daughter. So born on 2/27. That goes with the 49 and pi. I talked about it. But her daughter was also named Charlotte, born on September 26th, 2014. So the 269th day of the year. And September 23rd adds up to 269 as well. But going to leave it at that right there. Ton more stuff to talk about. Just I got to go to bed, or I got to go to work in a few hours. So just leave it at that. I noticed some other things here about her, but yeah, just have a great night. And like I said, maybe I'll combine this, maybe I won't.